Hello and welcome to my Stamina Dragonknight build for Markarth, my PvP build for Markarth. Jump right into it. Buff up a little bit. And here is my basic stats. Weapon damage should definitely be a little bit higher than that. I get just under 4k weapon damage, which is a little bit low, but you'll see why. Resistances, buff up again. Got 30k and 26k spell and physical resistances. Magicka pools sitting just under 18k. Health in Cyrodiil is about 27k. Stamina 33,000. I've got 1100 stamina recovery with 1300 when you get the what do you call it, minor endurance. As far as others, we have 2400 crit resistance. Our physical penetration is 8000. I am running the warrior mundus and Bewitched sugar skulls. That's why I have a decent health recovery pool. Weapon critical is pretty low, just 16%, but we are running heavy, so jump right into armor sets. I am running a backbar set, and that is Syvarra scales. Pretty broken set right now. It is definitely part of the proc meta. Gives you health, stamina, magicka, reduces your damage taken by guards. But the main thing is when you deal damage, so it's just 100% proc as long as you deal damage. You cause a burst of Lamia poison that deals 1278 poison damage and a 5-meter radius, an additional 12,000 poison damage over 6 seconds to all enemies hit. So it's a big AoE damage over time kind of thing. And it's great for backbar. I'm running a powered mace. Power doesn't matter so much. I guess it's good for healing. Mace doesn't matter so much. You're not doing much damage on the back bar. Reinforced force shield, I'd probably do sturdy, but I think I couldn't find one. I was struggling to find one. Front bar, I am running the Vateshran's two-hand Maul, which is great. It has the frenzied momentum, I think that's what it's called. It's while momentum is active, casting stamina abilities generates a stack of frenzied momentum for 20 seconds, increasing weapon damage by 38 up to 5 times. Upon reaching max stacks, your next heavy attack will consume all stacks and release a violent explosion of energy around you, dealing 12,000 physical damage to all enemies within 8 meters. So it's a big AoE. So as soon as you cast Rally, right, is the while momentum is active, which is Rally. As long as you do any kind of stamina ability, see the stack, see how my weapon damage is stacking up, and then once I get 5, maybe let me do one more. There we go. That's a proc. That's Vateshran proc. It did a bunch of damage. It does AoE too, which is cool. The Vateshran's Maul front bars is good. I'm running nirnhoned. Sharpen would probably be a really good option considering we're running heavy. Infused is always good as well. Weapon damage enchant. As far as scales, I'm running 2 infused weapon damage right now and just 1 robust with stamina recovery. I'm a weirdo. I don't like having the low stamina pool, especially like stamina class. You're using stamina for abilities, using it to block, using it to roll dodge. I like having a little bit more stamina than just 30k or less. Kind of depends on the class, but yeah, it gives you a little bit more stamina. The other set I am running is Afflicted. Since there's been changes to Defile, I think the Defile is really great out of this set. So you get weapon damage, you get stamina recovery, all amazing. But the 5-piece is when you deal damage, you deal 3,000 disease damage to target, which isn't a lot, but this damage immediately applies as a disease static effect, applying minor defile to the target, reducing their healing received and health recovery by 8% for 4 seconds. This set can occur once every 4 seconds, so you can have 100% uptime. It's just dealing damage. It's 100% proc chance as long as you deal damage. It gives that extra 3,000 disease damage, but it also does the minor defile. I think it's great right now. A lot of people don't expect it. I first encountered it from another player, and I'm like, man, I'm really struggling to stay alive here. There's a lot of dots. That's the thing, that the reason why I run this is because DK is so good at applying dots, and the pressure between the dots and then the defile, I feel like it synergizes well. The other thing I'm running is Bloodspawn. very, very common for Dragonknights. They thrive on ulti-gen. You could run something like Baylorg here, or I don't know, there's a lot of options, but I prefer Bloodspawn all day. I do run, like I said, we're running 5 heavy, and we're running, what, 2 medium? Yeah, 2 medium. I have kind of crappy traits on this, I would say. I probably want to run more well-fitted, but I was having trouble finding afflicted pieces. Or I'm not, sorry, not well-fitted, impenetrable, but I was having trouble finding afflicted pieces in impenetrable, so I went with reinforced. Well-fitted is always good, kind of just what I had for medium Bloodspawn. I would probably run one, optimally I would run 1 reinforced and then the rest impen. Maybe a couple well-fitted would be good, definitely helps. That's the basic gear setup. I have, yeah, like I said, I have 2 weapon damage and chance infused, and then just 1 stamina recovery. Yeah, so now I will jump into abilities. Front bar, just straight damage bar, other than rally is a big burst heal and gives us major brutality and minor endurance. So I'm starting off with Noxious Breath. It's a big damage over time, does poison damage, initial poison damage, so it is kind of like a spammable. I think people do overlook that, but the main thing it does is it does 10,000 poison damage over 14 seconds. Also afflicts them with major breach and reducing the physical and spell resistance by 6,000. Really, really nice ability. Like I said, we have rally, burst heal, buff. Also activates frenzied momentum for the Vateshran. Really essential in this build. I use this heal a lot. It is my big burst heal, like, for sure. Venomous Claw is another damage over time ability. We all know it. We all love it or hate it. Yeah. It also inflicts the poison status effect, which is really, really good. Low cost. Both these are super low cost, great damage over time abilities, which just synergizes well with the Defile of Afflicted. And then I'm running Dizzying Swing, off balance chance, you know, good stuff. Everybody knows Dizzying Swing. Verse Slice, I kind of prefer Verse Slice in this over Executioner for a little bit of AoE ability. Yeah, Take Flight, Front Bar Ultimate. I wouldn't run anything else. Maybe Dawnbreaker, but Take Flight is just such a good fight reset. Does a lot of damage, does the stuns everybody. You get resources back because of Earth and Heart. But bread and butter Dragonknight stuff. Backbar, you have a little bit of flex with this one. I like Reverb Bash for the dedicated stun. You could definitely run Heroic Slash. I would not run Pierce Armor because you already get the major breach from Noxious Breath. Other things you could run would be obviously Fossilize would be my next choice. Would be Fossilize for sure. I'm preferring Reverb right now. Fossilize, I found myself between Hardened Armor being a Magicka, Fragmented Shield being Magicka, Cauterize being Magicka. Yeah, that's a lot of Magicka abilities. When I was using Fossilize as well, I was running out of Magicka all the time. And I have a big Magicka pool. I've got 17k, almost 18k. I prefer Reverb right now, and Reverb just feels so good. Like quick swapping and bar swapping, like Reverb Bash bar swap into Noxious Venomous Claw takes like a second. If you know what you're doing, like you can do it so fast. Like you just applied so much pressure. Normally it would be the other way around, where you would start this way and then I would on Reverb and it's a Dizzy and Swing. That's normally how this build works, but you want your dots up first, like that's cool. So you do Noxious and then you do Venomous into Backbar and you get the Syvarra's procs. You got 3 dots going now. You Reverb them, they're stunned, and then you start just applying pressure. It's a good combination. But to continue, I prefer Reverb right now. Hardened Armor, I like Hardened Armor on StaminaDK over Volatile Armor. I know Volatile Armor does more damage, but the little shield helps. It like really does help. I feel your tankiness. I feel so tanky in this build. Fragmented Shield, obviously, Major Mending gives you a little shield, but I use that just when I try to use Fragmented Shield as little as possible. Only when I'm struggling to heal do I use it, because it's very expensive and it has a pretty short duration, but it's also very essential. Cauterize, amazing heal. Basically, it gives you Major Prophecy, but that doesn't help with anything. This is just here to help heal you. Resolving Vigor is our heal over time. Keep it up at all times. Backbar, I would basically run one of two things. I like Corrosive a lot. Phenomenal and very, very overlooked ultimate. The other option I would run would be Spell Wall. Kind of depends on what you're running. I think like things like BGs or smaller scale play, Corrosive Armor is better, but if you're playing again, you know, if you're in Cyrodiil and you're facing a lot of enemies, Spell Wall is probably the better option. Yeah, jump into CP. We've got 19 in Quick Recovery, 49 and 49 Elemental Defender, and 48 in Thick Skin, because we are taking all the damage. We're not really roll dodging a lot. We're in heavy. We're healing through it, so we get a little bit beefy. 32 in Resistance, 73 in Ironclad, pretty normal stuff. We've got 49 into Mighty, 42 into Piercings. We're in heavy armor, so I invested a little bit more into Penetration. Thaumaters, I put 20 into, so we're doing a lot of damage over time abilities. We've got 56 into Master at Arms for direct damage attack, 29 into Physical Weapons Expert, because I am heavy attacking a lot, light attacking a lot. Like, it's a big part of our combo is to weave Shattering Blows, 50% into damage with shields. I find it just helps with DK and heavy armor, or like stamina and heavy armor, I should say. Shattering Blows helps a lot. Then 37 into Bless, just big heals. Shadow Ward Tumbling, 40 and 40. We're going to be doing more blocking than tumbling, but we're running a shield. We get all those passives, so I feel like we don't need a ton in the Shadow Ward. 64 into Mooncalf, 37 in Tenacity. Lots of heavy attacks in this build, so we make very good use of the Tenacity. 61 into Warlord, 27 in Sprinter, and 1 into Siphoner. And I think that's about it. That is my StaminaDK PVP build for Markarth, and I hope you enjoy.